Hi everyone, welcome to my home. So you may have heard that probiotics are really important for our overall health. They help to boost the immunity by building a diversity in our gut microbiome. So we get lots of different probiotics, and those probiotics contribute to our overall health. So today I am going to show you what I do weekly in order to have a fermented drink in my home so that myself and my family can drink this drink and get a little boost in our microbiome. Now, the drink that we are going to be making is called Quinoa Rejuvalac. And in order to make it, you will need a few items. Number one, you will need a glass jar. Now this glass jar happens to be a half-gallon glass jar, but you can make this with a gallon glass jar if you would like, but these ones are pretty easy to find and you can order them online, of course, if you need to. You will also need a cheese bag like this one. Now mine looks a little grotty because I've used it a lot, but usually they're pretty white and pristine, and then over time they start to get a little discolored, okay? And then you will also need a half a cup of quinoa. Mine's already been measured and I'm using an organic variety. You will need a dish towel. This is actually a little napkin, but you can use either, and then, or cloth napkin, excuse me. And then I also use a couple of little pins here, some little clothespins, and this is just to pin the bag to the side. So I'm filling my half-gallon glass jar with filtered water. So I have a spigot on my sink that provides me with filtered water. There's a filter underneath my sink. So I just encourage you to use filtered water, because if you're using water with an antimicrobial in it, well, of course that defeats the purpose. And so while that's filling, I'm gonna go ahead and take my quinoa and pour it into my cloth bag here. Now, just a pro tip, you always want to turn your bags inside out, so seam is out. That just makes it a little easier to get the quinoa out once you have made your Rejuvalac. The next thing I'm going to do is rinse the quinoa really well. So I can rinse it straight through the mesh bag, and maybe just rinsing for about 30 seconds or so, it will be good enough. You just want to rinse the saponins off of the quinoa. That's what gives it a little bit of a soapy look. If you don't rinse it and you just put it straight into the water, you might see like a little residue float to the top. So you just want to make sure you rinse your quinoa really well. And then we'll go ahead and take the quinoa and just drop it down into our glass jar with our half-gallon of water, and then we'll just pin it here. Now, I'm going to leave this to ferment on my countertop for 48 hours. And the way I'm going to do that is just cover it with this towel. And that just keeps the dust out. So over the next 48 hours, the quinoa will ferment and it'll start to produce bacteria and B vitamins and proteins, and all of these things are going to become more bioavailable to me when I drink my quinoa Rejuvalac. And so that's it. So I just wait 48 hours and then it's done. Now behind me, I have some quinoa that has been fermenting for the past 48 hours. So I'll show you what it looks like. So I started this 2 days ago, so I just want to show you, and here it is, voila. Smell the smell of a ferment. So what we're going to do is we are going to pull this out. Ooh. Now, I've got fermented quinoa here, and I can choose to do some things with this if I want to. So I can make some sauces. I can use it to ferment one more time if I would like to as well. So I'm just going to set this aside. because I may want to use it later. And then here's my Rejuvalac, and all I'm going to do is put a lid on like this, voila, and put it in the refrigerator. Let it cool down, and then I can drink it. So you can drink approximately 8 to 16 ounces of Rejuvalac per day, and that'll give you a little boost of probiotics. It will only last about 7 days because there is no preservative, so just keep that in mind. All right, well that's it for our lesson on how to make Rejuvalac. Pretty easy, right? Well, I hope I see you again, so bye for now.